Welcome back to another week of What in the World, as we call it, Where in the World, when we are not in the office in Chilliwack. Where are we, Lydia?
We're in Kenya, Kakamega to be specific.
That's right. So we're live on site. This is actually our second podcast of the day because it's way too much fun.
We're just doing the most.
Podcasts in. We did change location, so if you watch them, it would look like we're not in the same like radius. Few meters. Anyways, so we're back here with a special guest, Lydia, because Lydia has never been on a podcast before.
Wow, I'm honored.
I feel like you could just run this thing. I can check out.
I'm already picturing how I'm going to edit it.
No editing. We don't edit these.
Yeah, no, it's raw.
However, we have a thrilling podcast topic today, and it kind of got spurred on from our conversation on the way in the van on the way to filming some widow stories today.
Yeah.
So why don't we preface this whole podcast? Okay, wait, I should tell you the topic first. The topic is how to tell an ethical story.
I think they already knew that because of the title. Not gonna lie, that's not new information.
If you blindly fell into this podcast, you're listening to a podcast.
It just auto-played after the next one.
Called Ethical Storytelling, or some clever title that we're going to come up with.
Something clever.
Jane's running the show behind the scenes, and I think she's stressed. So
shout out Jane.
And yeah, so Lydia, first of all, why don't you tell our audience what you do at HFL? Because they may not know. I talk about you on the podcast because you're usually behind the scenes.
Who is this Lydia that Jess keeps referencing?
In the flesh.
It's me. Yeah. Yeah, I work in our communications department.
That's not what it's called.
It might be changing names. We're going to leave this. We're going to leave that. I do like media for Hungry for Life. Yeah. So that most of the time means like the podcast and like social media stuff like for the organization. But then that also means sometimes travel for film and videos, testimonials, stuff to help out our international partners, film some stuff in Canada with like our Canadian partners. And also like editing the team videos. If you've been on a trip and all of a sudden you're showing your church a 3-minute montage of your trip, it was probably me that edited it or
that
TJ.
Girl.
So yeah, in the office in Chilliwack, which is super fun, but also filming.
Oh my gosh. That
was terrifying. It's not going to be in the video, but a cat just absolutely ripped by. Okay. Okay.
It's just a cat, but it scared me.
Yeah. So. One in Africa.
Only cats in Africa.
Yeah. Little cat.
Lydia sits right beside me in the office, which is so fun because I get to watch the magic happen behind the scenes, and I call her Wizard because she is probably the fastest video editor. Sorry, Teach. Lydia is the fastest editor I've ever met in my life.
Wow.
And she's very, very talented. I keep reminding her of this trip. Speaking of this trip, do you want to explain why we're here?
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah. This is a fun one. It is pretty much just a trip solely around like communications and video and photo stuff, which is like my dream, getting to travel and just film a bunch of stuff. But yeah, we're pretty much getting stories from our international partner and then also the different like women that they work with and just essentially getting stories. So kind of talking with them, filming videos, getting B-roll, all to kind of use for our big annual fundraiser, which this year we're doing a Tale of Two Hungers. So we're really leaning into the physical and spiritual poverty side of what we do and what we care about. And so, yeah, it's fun to kind of focus in on one of the countries we work in and one of the partnerships and highlighting the growth and just the thriving that we see within Kenya with these women and just the redemptive stories of God working in their lives. So yeah, pretty much it's pretty quick. Like I think we're in Kakamega. It's 4 days total.
I think
we were in Nairobi. Okay, 5. Yeah. And yeah, pretty much just kind of filming anything and everything.
Yeah. So like this topic kind of, as I was mentioning, came up this morning as we were driving to get some stories, and I've been just begging Lydia to teach me her ways. And I was kind of explaining some people's photos that I'm like, hey, this person takes really good shots. And Lydia's like, And
that makes you sound so mean.
well, this person won't ever know who they are. So, but it started discuss. I said, well, why? Like, why? Yeah. Why would the photos that I see that are inspirational to me, why are we thinking twice about this? And then kind of came down to like, well, does it honor them? Does it keep dignity?
Exactly.
And like,
what's the cost?
The cost, like, is there like exploitation happening and all that kind of thing? So I thought it would be a good topic of discussion because people listening to this podcast travel. I'm sure of it. Whether, or if not, then just be aware of cultures around you, just in your hometown. But like we were kind of talking about how we would never go up to a kid on the playground at home and just take a shot, or like I almost said Christmas shot. Why did I say
the Sears catalog? What in the world? Okay, how about I talk for a second? Jess is really tired, and it's not Christmas.
Post-lunch sleepies, and I also
is winter in Kenya.
Keep calling Lydia Jane,
yes,
like all
this is
trip,
true.
And I don't know where Christmas came out of, like thin air. But can you you take it over for a little bit?
Yeah, no, I really liked our conversation. Like it, and I mean, it's something that, I don't know, our team talks about in the office a lot, and like something that we face on the regular. Like, I don't know, it's such a hard line because, I don't know, what I was saying is like, you know, at home, but especially when we're in another country with beautiful scenery and beautiful people and just gorgeous cinematic things all around. Like, it's so tempting to just have my camera out the entire time and like film everything, get the perfect shot. Like, it's so tempting because it's like gorgeous. But yeah, often I like find myself kind of needing to pull back and be like, well, what is the ethical approach to this? And not to kind of overcomplicate things. And like, I'm by no means an expert in this, but just like from my experiences in the field and using a camera, like there's just kind of maybe boundaries I put in place of kind of how am I going to use my camera to, continue to, you know, give dignity to the people that are on the other side of the lens, and also to share an honest story and not fake things or make things look worse or better than they are, but try to just capture it in an appropriate, like, honest way. I
even found it interesting how, like, you mentioned today one of the widows, you asked to, this is a little secret, but you asked to just wear the same thing for both days of filming. Right. So it looks like we whatever. That's okay.
Dang, so my honesty piece is already void.
No. But the point is like she wore something that we're like, oh, the last thing she was wearing, like, would have been better on camera.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But like it's just capturing what their comfort realm is.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Like, did I word that well?
I'll give more context. Like,
sure.
Yeah, we did a lot of filming this morning, which is kind of where we're having these conversations, and we're diving in. It's kind of the beginning of the trip, so we have lots more to come. But we are filming some, just like B-roll and footage at their homes. And one thing we tell them is like to wear the same outfit because we're here a couple days, but in the video, it just, the cohesion of having the same outfit just makes sense.
Right.
And she was wearing like what we all thought was like a really beautiful dress. Yeah. And then she went and changed into something else. And it definitely was like, instantly I'm like, oh man, that other dress looks really good. And the colors match like the scenery. And like, if this was a movie, you know, we'd pick the wardrobe or whatever. Right. And, you know, all those details. But at the end of the day, it's like, is that what she normally wears or what she feels comfortable in? And like, we also want to get just the raw surroundings of their day-to-day and like what her routine is like. And so exactly. That was definitely a moment for sure of one of those kind of like, okay, you know, I don't need to control everything, and like I can do my best to, you know, control the settings on the camera and the lighting and this and that, and pick certain times of the day, but also like what they do, and even like kind of going deeper into it, like one of the women we were working with today, like I just know that she's like, her health isn't great. And so I'm like, I'm not going to ask her to go and tend to her garden and do all these chores so I can get cool videos of her, you know, working her property. it's like I'm going to try to meet her where she's at and just have that respect that you would have with anybody of like, no, you know, meet them where they're at, right? Like I just like, I might have an idea going into this trip of like my shot list or what I'm going to get, but you just have to pivot. Like, and I don't know, I think another thing, like when you were talking about the Christmas photos,
I don't know where that
we were
came
talking
from.
like, I don't know, I think a big thing is like photos with children.
Right.
Which I think we can all agree. I mean, back at home, it's like you got to sign like 4 release forms for your kid to get a photo, which I'm like, good. Like, I'm like, there's a lot of boundaries in place that parents have for their kid. And are they on the internet? Are they getting photos taken of them and stuff like that? And like, you would never, walk up to a playground and just start taking photos of children.
Can you imagine? You'd be arrested like in a second.
Exactly.
The police would be there immediately.
So then I'm like, well, who am I to come here, walk the streets of Kakamega and shove a camera in a kid's face? Right? Like, sure, are there adorable children that are like, you know, playing with their buddies outside and it would make a really cute video? Yeah, but where's that line? You know, does our international partner know the community? Do they know why we're here? Like, is there some context to make that okay? Or is it just totally random and now you're just using that moment when there hasn't been that kind of mutual agreement, or, you know, and maybe that looks like, like asking for permission, or maybe, that looks like kind of talking to our international partner and saying, hey, is it okay to bring out our camera in this community, or what would that look like? So I think a lot of it is like, I don't know the cultural context, like, and that just comes down to working with Everlyn, who's our amazing international partner in Kenya, to just be like, what is, you know, like, even I was talking to her today of like, what can I ask of these women when I'm filming at their house? You know, like, what is normal? Like, can I ask them to hang laundry on their clothesline, or like boil some water for tea, or like what would be too far, or what would be putting them out versus what would be a kind of a cool moment in their routine that I could get a video of. So I think, a lot of it comes down to just talking with her and kind of asking her advice.
Like, to a certain extent, I think, like, okay, there's just so much wrapped around, or so much importance, I think, on storytelling to begin with. And so, like, you want to do your best to bring justice to the stories that you're telling. And like, you want to go the lengths to get the story. For sure. And to a certain degree, it's just unnatural to like go curate, like, okay, go hang your laundry now. Or, hey, can you go greet Violet one more time? Can you? I didn't quite.
Which I do.
Oh, totally.
Like, I definitely will like lean into that, right? Like, and I'm not trying to come at it from like I can only get candid moments. Right. Like, I totally agree that there's a level of like, that take didn't work. Let's run it back. Like, let's have her greet her. Like, this is the first time she's seen her, even though we've all been talking and we already went into her home. Like, you know, and that's where the movie magic happens, right? Like, there's totally an element that is a little bit more like factual, or like, you know, like, I do have a shot list of things to get, but it's kind of like, again, just going back to what's the cost, and, you know, like, just morally checking what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. But there's totally room for, just redoing a shot again and again, which is so interesting with like the language barrier, because I'm like trying to like explain, or like we were doing this one shot where we needed the video, but then we just needed audio. So trying to like communicate that to Everlyn to then translate to Violet, like, it's super interesting with like the language barrier of like trying to explain it. I feel like I look really silly. We like filming some of these things, like we're like filming audio of footsteps and we're like, hey, can you just wait while we walk up and down this road?
With a giant boom pointing at somebody's feet. You know what? We should insert that little clip of us that I took of us. Like, there's 3 of us walking in a line. One of us is walking, the other one is holding the boom, and the other one's behind. Like, we're all
holding
in a line,
the recorder.
Holding the recorder. And it's like, we flew to Kenya for this.
We do look so goofy. And like, even, like I'm like filming in their homes, and like some of the neighbor kids are watching, and I'm like, I wonder what's going on in their head of like, who are these gals and why did they show up, and what are they doing? Why do they need to film me hanging laundry?
Why do you think telling stories is important? Like, why not just like write a little newsletter of what you saw and call it a day?
I think there's just, I mean, I'm a sucker for video, right? Like, and photos, like, and I connect well with that. I mean, some people, maybe a written piece, you know, is more impactful, but I think for me, there's just so much emotion that you can translate through a camera. That, like, you know, if I just heard someone give me an update on, you know, like, let's look at it from the international point of view, like, as a broader thing, storytelling, I mean, there's so many reasons why it's great, and it, you know, but kind of honing in on, like, the international stories side, like, I think it just connects you on a whole different level. Like, I mean, we have Voice of Hope in Chilliwack that is connected to this project, and, you know, I'm sure they're talking to all their friends about it, and you can go back and be like, hey, this is what everyone's doing in Kakamega, and she's meeting with these women, and, you know, this is the program, and this is what happens. But I think hearing from them specifically, like these women who have been through the program and have seen their lives transformed, like, through Christ and the generosity of others, like, I think that just moves you, like, to see that kind of, you know, not firsthand per se, but like in a mini film or photos or something, to kind of hear these stories from these women that, I mean, like, the first day we just sat down with them to talk to each of them before pulling out the camera.
Yeah,
right?
there were no cameras involved in the first day.
Which is another just kind of like,
yeah,
if there's time, that's a beautiful approach of just talking to them.
Yeah.
And not sticking a camera in their face right away. And I mean, that was awesome, because we got to hear some really cool things about just the trials that they've been through, and then coming out on the other side and just giving all the praise and glory to God and just feeling hope again. And so I think, like, I just also get so excited to then bring out the camera and...
Well,
wow.
I'm sorry, there's a bird right above my head right now. It's going to poop.
The wildlife of Kenya in this podcast is crazy.
I'm going to lean forward. I'm sorry.
You look so funny right now.
If it poops, it's a sacrifice.
It's a sacrifice for the podcast.
I'm sorry, Lydia.
No, you're good. But like, I'm just saying, like, I also get excited about then sharing these stories. And I just think connecting people who have either been on a trip to Kenya or have donated money to this project, like, I think connecting them straight to that redemptive story is
part of the human experience.
Yeah, and just the emotion of kind of like, not everybody gets a chance to go to Kenya, right? And so how can we kind of bring some of that home and inspire people, you know, not just to give and get involved, but just in general, like, hearing people's testimonies and how God has, like, worked in their lives in any scenario is amazing. And that just, I don't know, it encourages me in my faith, and seeing the resilience of these women, like, that in itself is just encouraging to bring home, even if it's not, you know, from the angle of, you know, go on a missions trip to Kenya, but like,
well, like,
just another believer.
You're talking about the emotions of it, and I think there's many barriers we face as humans in our interactions with each other, but emotion falls on a different level. Everyone experiences emotion. That's your common ground. And so like, when you can bring that out in film or in a story, it immediately connects people. And I think that's God's design for us, is to be connected to each other. And
absolutely.
So kind of like we were talking about, so the first widow we visited yesterday, I'm a sucker for songs, and I did make it a bit cringy in the visit, and I apologize for that. But she sang a song, and it was so beautiful. And then at the very end, I asked her to sing it again, because it kind of, like what we're talking about, emotion, like, music transcends many barriers. And I think people connect well to that. Is the bird still above my head?
The bird, sorry, I did look up at it. I threw you off. I just want to fact check that it was still there.
It's ready, aiming, and it's going to fire.
It's such a little bird. It would not do much harm, I don't think.
I need to wash my hair anyways. It's okay.
Sorry. But the music.
Yeah, and like, and I think, like, pre-trip, we were kind of mentioning, the three of us were talking, and how it's hard to explain to people why we're going to Kenya. It's like, well, to get stories. And then people are like,
what?
Cool. Can't you do that from afar? Like, it's like, I think you got to just come, you come to the fundraiser and experience the stories, is what I would say. Because that's kind of what we're getting the content for. But I mean, we'll use it elsewhere too. And I think it's important to to do that. It's our job. Like we've been entrusted with these. They trusted us
absolutely
with their stories.
Yep.
They're trusting that we're going to do right by them, and that's the whole point of that. But like, yeah.
Well, that just reminded me actually, like talking about that connection piece of just kind of like I don't know, it was cool. Maybe this is too random of a side note, but like our one conversation about just like you were talking about motherhood and just like the connection there. And I think that, I don't know, I just think little moments like that, like, I don't know, you had just brought up like that there's just, that's like
solidarity.
There's a solidarity, right? Like for whether you're a mother in Kenya or a mother in Canada or wherever, right? And I think the way that we can love and support each other best, like cross-culturally, is when you break down those walls of like other and us, and you see the similarities, whether that's motherhood, whether that's like through, you know, health struggles, or through like, you know, whatever it is. I think when you kind of show, you know, what these women are kind of wrestling with God or with their day to day, and bring those stories back, like I think the more you can just bridge the gap of like knowing that we're all children of God, and like I don't know, that's so beautiful to me, like, and so important just for like humanity. I feel like when you start looking at other people like yourself and you start treating them like you would treat your brothers and sisters, right? Like
100%
brotherly love, which we literally were talking about in Divas this morning. So
thanks, Pastor Jane, for bringing up that verse about brotherly love. Yeah,
that was cool.
And honoring each other for sure.
Yeah.
So, what's too far?
Ooh. Yeah. I mean, I think like one thing we talk about a lot at work is poverty porn, and
that was a point on my list.
Yeah, which is maybe like a crude statement, but like it's basically how we would define that is just taking videos or photos of like the worst conditions and kind of removing that dignity piece, right? Like if someone is just at their lowest on like a physical level, in the sense like they're maybe their clothes are really ratted up and they're dirty and they're, you know, on the street, it's like, is that the best photo of them? Right? Like to use that, could you put that on a website and go home and say, donate $100 so this guy gets a shirt? Maybe it would work, right? Because you're pulling on those heartstrings of like, here's a pretty like graphic depiction of poverty to utilize to try and gain money or like support. But it's like, how can you show the need but also show the good? And so I think, I don't know, to me that's a line, like that's too far, is when you kind of are going at it of like, you know, whether that's kind of trying to recreate a situation to make it look worse, you know, like or only focusing on the extreme negatives and not seeing where there is beauty within you know, an impoverished community. Like yeah, I think that's, I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, it totally does.
Maybe.
I mean, you and TJ do a really good job at towing that line well. And I think that we could all take some cues from you. I'm just thinking through the last few days, thinking, you must think to me, put your camera away.
No.
Because I have
and I'm seriously not, like, I'm like, not at all am I trying to sit up on my high horse and be like,
no,
this
you've
is
just
exactly
thought about
how
this.
you should
this
love
great.
people, and this is what you should do. But I think like, again, like, because, and I think again, it's so different, and I'm not trying to make it more dramatic than it is, right? Like, I think like, you know, is the world gonna end if you know, take a picture? Like, it's all just conviction, right? Like, follow like the Lord's guidance in this. And like, I've been praying a lot before this trip, because I'm like, there is a responsibility that we have, and we have this camera and this time to get stories, and I just want to do that well, right? And like, I'm gonna mess up sometimes, and you need to lean on the international partner and just learning more about what is the normal, what are questions you can ask, what are questions that are too far, like, you know, and we're all learning. I mean, you just kind of figure it out, and again, it just comes down to kind of how do you how's your heart feeling around it, and why are you taking that photo, or why, right? Like, I think that has a huge part in it. Are you just like trying to snap a bunch of pics so you look better? Like, what's the intention, right? Yeah. Like, that's a huge part, because I think, or again, are you just trying to show, you know, the worst case scenario to try to scare people into caring? Right. Like, there's so many levels to it. It's not just like, take a photo at this time and then don't take a photo at this time. It's, I don't know, it's like so complicated.
No, and I think following your own convictions is like, if you're praying about your trip before you come, I think you're going to feel the convictions of when you need to put your camera down, and when you absolutely can take it. And I think I've been watching you. I've been learning a lot from Lydia this trip. Yes. Check out my feed to see the results of Lydia's teaching. But
the daily vlogs are fun. It's a good time.
It is a good time. What was I going to say? Whatever. Oh no, you answered that question. One of the questions I said, what if I know a certain story or image will get more engagement and therefore turn into more help? Like, in my mind, I feel like a lot of people might be asking you or themselves, like, well, it's okay because like this is going to turn into funds for them.
Sure. Yeah. But I think my argument would be, okay, maybe, but is there an alternative that's a win-win?
Sure.
Because I feel like I'm confident that you can get these stories that show the hope, show the flourishing, show the, you know, the uplifting parts of these women's stories, while also sharing like the hardship that they've gone through. And that could get you to the same result. That can bring in engagement, you know, like, you know, we want to show these at our fundraiser, and we want to see people get involved and join teams and, you know, help us continue to do what we're doing, like, for sure. Yeah. So I think that would be my thing, is like, yeah, you could get to that same point without holding that dignity and respect, or you could probably hold that dignity and respect and still get to that end point, right? I don't know. And I mean, yeah,
it's
so
like, wise for being so young.
Oh my goodness.
So young.
No.
Yeah, that is a good point. So what ethical photo tips do you wish that every photographer, if you could write a list for every photographer, give me like your top 3 ethical photography tips?
Oh my goodness, this is like a masterclass that I'm not ready for. I don't know, I feel like I've kind of touched on them. Like, I think,
recap it.
I think one, like, something at least we're trying to kind of grow from within HFL, because we haven't been perfect, and we've probably posted some photos that maybe now we would be like, maybe that wasn't the best. But I think one is probably like stuff with kids. Like, I think obviously kids are adorable, but I think that is a big thing of like.
You're saying don't post kids?
No,
or don't
like,
take pictures of kids?
There's a line. I think, yeah, we're definitely trying to not just post pictures of kids, and also like, that one's a hard one, but I think like definitely being aware, and going back to the statement of like, if you look at it like, would you go and take a photo of this kid in Canada? Would you do it here? Right? Because often I found like there's children, like when I was in the Dominican, they would just run up to me and be like, photo. And like all they want is a photo. Yeah. And it's awesome, because then I can do a cute little photo shoot.
Sure.
I can show them the photo. They're so excited.
Yeah.
They're seeing their faces. They're making goofy faces. Yeah. That's great. But I'm like, you know, if the kid is just doing his thing on the side of the road, and now I pull up right next to him and I just start snapping a bunch of pictures in his face.
Right.
And he doesn't know what's going on. Like, is that appropriate?
No.
I don't think so. Right. So it's not a blanket statement of don't take pictures of kids in other countries or something. But I think that is a huge topic for me of like really figuring out how to kind of make sure it's okay.
Yeah.
Again, through asking the international partner or asking the kid or just building a bit of a relationship beforehand. Right.
Second.
Oh man. I think what we did on this trip of like trying to building a relationship before pulling out the camera. So like, we knew we needed to film with some women on this trip, but we put in the schedule home visits. let's go, let's sit down with them,
Visit.
let's tell them a bit about ourselves, let's hear about them. So I think that's a huge piece, is just, can you build a bit of a connection without a camera before deep diving into, you know, photos or videos or an interview or something.
Yeah, like day 1, widow visits. Day 2, B-roll. Day
Filming.
3, interview.
Exactly.
So it's not a short process.
There's layers
not like
to
a
it, right?
one-day situation. It's like, this is where your ethical storytelling is really shining, because you are taking the time. We slotted in the time to be careful and
right, because
and
I'm like, I don't want to sit down with you the first hour I meet you and say, tell me your entire life story and give me all the details and
let me just turn my camera on
and let me like, that's so intense for them. That's probably not going to make for the best interview at the end of the day as well. And it's just, I think there's a healthy approach of trying to build a relationship first. So that's what I would say there.
Number 3.
Oh man, this is hard. Number 3, I mean, again, going back to kind of our beginning of our conversation is you know, what do you change in the image and what do you not?
Oh.
Right? So with the clothing, for instance, like, am I going to redo some shots because I messed up the focus, or one of them looked into the camera, or it was a little bit rockier and we just need to run it back? I think that's great. But if something, a little detail is off that we don't like, when is that line? And I can't give you a black and white answer.
Like the color of Violet's hat made her look like Santa Claus a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
Can't unsee it now.
I can't. That's unreal. If anybody watches her testimony after, that's going to be crazy in the comments.
We were looking back at them after we got back. I was like, oh, it's Santa's hat.
I never thought of that.
Okay.
But yeah, like little things of like, like that would just be another kind of moral boundary that you would have to figure out, is like, what do you nitpick? Do you get them to change? Do you, you know, change something in their home, or this looks like, or do you just keep it as it is, what they're used to, and capturing that honest thing. So that's another thing to definitely keep in mind. Yeah. Because there's times for sure I'm like, oh, a table's in the way, I'll move it. Like, you know, it depends, right? There's some times where you do shift the scene around to help get the best image to kind of convey what you're trying to, but at the same time also keeping it more like a documentary style, where it is just real and it's not in a studio with a wardrobe team and a hair, makeup and whatever, right? Like, you know, you just gotta let go of some things, and you can't, well, not that you can't, but that's probably not best to try and control or nitpick every little thing, and keeping it real definitely shows through too, because I'm like, that's Violet's hat, you know?
It is Violet's hat.
She's wearing that hat, and we're sweating buckets, and she's wearing a toque, and it's incredible. So it's like, hey, that adds to it. Like, and I loved her Crocs, and I mad I didn't bring mine, and we could have matched. So it's kind of, I don't know, does that work for your 3?
100%. And like a verse that I read at the beginning, the first day we were here, it just keeps ringing in my head, and I couldn't even tell you where it's from, and I couldn't even quote it verbatim, but it's something along the lines of don't be so concerned about getting. Don't be so concerned about getting. Don't you know that God?
That was convicting for me. I feel like you said that at the right time, for sure.
Well, I felt like God placed that maybe on this trip for a reason. It's like, and then the verse following was focus on giving, or what God is giving you. And, you know, like in a different context, that would mean something totally different. But in this context, I was like, we are so, like, there's pressure. We came all the way to Kenya to get.
Exactly.
And so why are we like, let's focus on like, what is God giving us? And what story does he want us to tell? And what story does he want us to bring back and share? And
for sure.
So,
which, like, I feel like maybe in how I've been talking, it sounds like I'm like super relaxed and like go with the flow, but I'm like, I am totally I need to get this, and I have this spreadsheet and these shots.
Nothing wrong with being organized.
And so, it's hard. Like, it's like, right. And then where do you just, you know, trust in the Lord and the Holy Spirit to guide of like, you know, what stories or questions to ask, or what to film and what not to film. Like it boils down to just seeking the Lord and convictions, right? Like, Yeah, but it's so easy to just be like, oh, I gotta get this,
Mm-hmm.
and no matter what, I'm gonna get it.
Mm-hmm.
Versus,
all right, God, what gift are you giving us today to film? Kind of thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And even just, and then, right, and just looking, like, because, I mean, this is the first time I've been to Kenya.
Right.
And, I mean, Africa in general, like, I don't know the culture, I don't know the environment, so
Yeah.
I can make a list in ahead of time and be like, this is what's happening.
Yeah.
But then getting here, getting to know the people, talking to Everlyn, like, all of that adds to what we do and how we do it. And so you can't just come in with this mindset of, I need to get, and it's this, and I know the way, right? Like, yeah, but it's hard because I am a very, very much like I like to control things. It's a problem.
I think you strike a good balance.
Yeah, I'm trying. Thanks to the Lord.
Well, I see Jane sweating out there. Jane is in the sun.
I know, we're in the shade nicely.
We're in the shade. Jane is behind the camera, and I think we got to give her a break. So,
yeah, thank you, Jane.
Thanks for your insights.
Thanks, Jess.
I'm excited for the rest of the week.
I know. We got more filming like right after this, so.
You do, yes.
Yeah.
I think Jane and I are going to work out.
Nice.
Okay. Well, okay, signing off from Kenya. See you later.
At Hungry for Life, we envision thriving global communities. That means right here in Chilliwack and across the world. HFL partners local churches and groups with international leaders around the world, and through this, we hope to create lasting change. We have a 100% model, which means people like you support staff like me, Angela, while having 100% of project funds reach the field. Don't know where to start with serving here or overseas? Check out our website at hungryforlife.org or follow our social media or listen to more episodes of this podcast.